Hello, everybody. We're just loading up all the attendees. This is the IBBC member introduction session. I'm Ashley Goodall, and we'll be with you in just a moment. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to start, and I'm sure people will log on as we go along. I'm Ashley Goodall from Iraq Britain Business Council. Very delighted to have 4 new members today who we're introducing to you. The session is being recorded, and each of the members will have the opportunity to explain what they do. The objective of these talks is really to introduce them to each other, but at the same time, hopefully you might make some business relationships and also have the opportunity at the end of the session to go into a breakout room, which we'll hopefully explain, but quite simply, you can go into any one of 4 breakout rooms, depending on the particular organization you want to talk to. You can actually go into all 4, one after the other, if you like, and then you can meet and talk and introduce yourself to the business or organizational person in that room. So we hope you'll make the opportunity to do that. First of all, I'm just going to introduce the panel. Now we have Dr. Amir Sadati, who is Executive Director of GEMS Middle East. And GEMS are very much an educational establishment that help organize and represent sitting guilds university in Iraq. On my far right is Albertul Hosseini, who is the Director of Digital Government and Corporate Responsibility at SAP across the Middle East area. And I think we're going to hear a lot more about digital infrastructure in Iraq from Batul, hopefully. I have to my right, Ahmed Hankawi, who is the managing partner of Etihad Law firm, who are based in Baghdad, and he's previously from Mosul University. And again, they have a lot of very interesting clients, and I'm sure you'll be interested to hear. Last but not least is Sean O'Rourke, who's the Global Partnerships Manager at the University of Dundee. And the Dundee University is actually quite a surprise, I think you'll hear, in terms of the research and the quality and the kind of work they're doing, which hopefully be very relevant to Iraq. So without more ado, if I could hand over to Mr. Ahmed Hankawi from Etihad and give you the floor, Ahmed. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I hope it's okay and great. I want to share the screen for our presentation. It's okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I want to start to explain about us. We are Etihad Law firm, is an Iraqi firm with 2 partners. The lawyers have more than 10 years of experience, but the firm established in 2019. We covered all the areas of law in Iraq, covering the regions. We focus on corporate, commercial, banking, and litigation field. A year ago, start with develop the firm to concentrated on banking and technology, since the Iraqi banks start to use online banking and modern technology, as most of the Iraqi ministries started to use electronic system, included online payment. The new developments, we are working on the working on our health, education, security, energy, and technology data. We already, our firm has dealt with local and international clients, such as a big group of money exchange companies, which must be followed on daily basis with the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, and oil companies and international companies such as ILF, Breda, Top International Engineering, MyChair, and Adram, and others as CMS law firm. We are already, we are in the last stage to sign with the GBR, Joint Business Relationship, with PwC. In addition, we have a new being the legal representative, the hospitals and security investment companies handling their matters from A to Z. So we can provide you with more details later. And I'm sorry for my English, maybe it's not clear. So I apologize from you all. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Ahmed. That's really helpful. Looks like you're really working at the forefront of things here. Is it fair to say you're more progressive than most Iraqi companies in terms of technology and the areas you're working in?
Yes, we already have many clients with the technology, and we have a sister company for technology solutions. We already working together to improve our clients to use the technology and improve to make comparing with our company and the others.
Thank you. And where is your area of expansion? Where are you looking most to develop the client base? Are you on mute, actually? Ahmed, you're on mute.
You heard me?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Can you repeat your question?
Yes. Where are you looking most to expand? What is your area of expansion that you want to do more of?
Yeah, we already have our focus for health and the security investment. Also, we already with the banking, with the exchange companies.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. If I could now move on to Sean O'Rourke from University of Dundee. Sean, if you could take the stage and also to share the screen as well. Thank you. Thank you, Ahmed.
Not a problem, and thank you, Ashley, and thank you everyone for having me today as well. It's a pleasure to meet everyone. There we go. I just want to share some slides as well. There's only a small number. So just to give everyone an overview of the University of Dundee, we are a reasonably old institution, founded in 1881, independent since 67. We were initially founded as part of the University of St Andrews and gained our independence in 1967. Medium size, with a good staffing and student number, and a fairly large annual turnover as well. We cover 8 academic schools, so that's business, dentistry, art and design, humanities, social sciences and law. We also have medicine, nursing and health sciences, life sciences, and science and engineering. So a fairly wide range, mostly focused around professions, but with some wider input there as well. And obviously a huge impact both in the local and national economy. I think the key thing with the University of Dundee is we like to term ourselves as being a triple intensive institution. So we are strong on teaching, strong on research, and very strong on student satisfaction as well. And this just gives an overview of where we are. So 20th in the world for impact on society, 1st in the world for influence in the pharmaceutical industry, 4th in the UK, but 1st biomedical for the Leiden rankings. And we also have our TEF Gold watermark as well, which is the teaching excellence framework, which shows the excellence of our teaching within the UK. A couple of things I wanted to point out just as a sort of nice pieces of information to share. I think life sciences is undoubtedly the jewel in the crown of the University of Dundee. Huge amounts of work going on, and this is just one piece of that. So we have our anti-malarial and drug resistance, drug discovery is one of the big pieces of work that we do. But we also have large portions in plant sciences and things like agritech and close partnerships with the James Hutton Institute, which is also based in Dundee, and in wider expansion, a real global outlook as well. So the mission of the university is truly global, and that can be seen in our commitment to programs that we have, like our Masters in Islamic Banking and Finance, which we offer in collaboration with the Al Maktoum College, which is also based in Dundee. And I could probably talk for much, much longer, but we're being kept to very, very strict time limits. So I will stop there, and I look forward to speaking with many of you later on.
Thank you very much, Sean. Just a quick question about students. I mean, I think you probably have Iraqi students, but what's your ambition in terms of that, and what support might they have in terms of scholarships and things?
So I think for us, like I say, we're a global outlook institution, and for that really starts with diversity in the classroom. So the more students we can have that reflect the true outcome of a global campus and a global community, is ultimately the main goal for us. In terms of support, we have excellent scholarship packages, both in-house and externally, working with groups like Chevening to deliver those external scholarship packages as well. So not my area of expertise, but if anyone has any questions on those later as well, I'm happy to take them away and get answers to people.
Thank you very much indeed, Sean. That's great to hear. And now I'm heading to Dr. Amir Sadati, if that's right, who's Executive Director of GEMS Middle East. More education, please.
Hello. Hi, Ashley. Thank you for that. I'd also like to thank everyone for attending the session today. As Ashley said, I'm the Executive Director of GEMS Middle East. We are an education consultancy company based out of Dubai. We work predominantly with the regional governments across the Middle East. So we work with the UAE government, federal government, the Abu Dhabi Crown Prince's Court, the Dubai Knowledge and Health Authority. In Iraq, we have the pleasure of working with City and Guilds and the University of London. We are currently in process of obtaining the necessary licenses from the Kurdistan Regional Government to set up what will be the British University in Erbil, in partnership with one of the existing IBBC members as well. We also work with a number of international schools in the Kurdistan region for school accreditation, as well as for approval for the technical vocational sectors through City and Guilds. And of course, we do plan on providing our services across the country. And we've already signed a number of MOUs with government ministries in the Kurdistan regional government, and hopefully we look forward to working with the federal government in Baghdad as well.
Thank you, Amir. If I could just ask you a quick question, excuse my ignorance, but City and Guilds, is that for businesses as well as for educational establishments? Is it about skills development as much as straight education?
Absolutely. So obviously City and Guilds being the oldest and most, in our opinion, the most reputable technical vocational awarding body, provides services for training institutes, but also for businesses for capacity building, human resource development, consultancy services. We work with some of the leading multinational companies in a consultancy role, apprenticeships, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, most definitely we're open to working with businesses as well.
And just to extend that, we had a previous introduction session with M-Select, for example, who are looking at extreme shortages in skilled workers across Iraq. So hopefully you'll be able to fill some of those gaps for businesses where they can upskill people. Is that the idea?
Yes, I mean, we see across the Middle East region that there are a high number of unemployed graduates. So universities will be churning out university graduates who unfortunately won't be able to find employment. Now, one factor for this we've seen across the region is the lack of skills or relevant skills. And that's where technical vocational education comes in. And obviously Iraq, being in a similar situation, we're hopeful that by offering these services, we'll be able to at least try and curb some of the high unemployment that we see in some parts of the country.
Thank you very much indeed. Sounds great. Thank you very much, Amir. If I could move to Albatul Husseini, who is the Director of Digital Government and Corporate Social Responsibility at SAP. Look forward to hearing from you, Batul, and pleased to have you on board.
Thank you, Ashley. I will be sharing a few slides with the audience. Please let me know once you can see my screen.
Yeah. Looks good.
Wonderful. So we at SAP are actually the global vendor when it comes to the enterprise applications throughout the business enterprise application software. We are very much committed to enabling every enterprise to become intelligent, networked, and sustainable. So we bring together the solutions, the technology, and the best practices needed to run an integrated digital business, whether on-premise, in the cloud, or even in a hybrid setup. So for many years, we have been helping various entities across the region, of course, across the globe, to be best run. And in the Middle East, we're definitely very well committed, invested in the success of the region. We have 12 offices across the region. We operate in 17 countries. Definitely, Iraq is at the core of our operations. We are very well established locally with two great cloud data centers in both Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates. So we can be, very closely tied in with various setups, whether government, whether private sector, with having the, the regional cloud data centers close to you. SAP is not new in Iraq. If I may, we have already served several customers in various organizations across private sector, public sector, oil and gas. We have been also working with youth in Iraq through different initiatives. Since we're talking education, and with my fellow presenters, we've been talking about various educational initiatives. We have enabled students, youth, individuals, and organizations to build skills and innovation capabilities through various programs. I would like to highlight a couple of them. The SAP Young Professional Program, which is a program that is presented over a period of 2 to 3 months, and with the aim to develop a certified SAP consultant so that they can join the industry with the functional and technical knowledge required, to implement in their respective areas. There is also the SAP Dual Study Program, which is a program run in partnership with local participating universities, where the students will have the opportunity to take on SAP certification during their academic years. So by the time they graduate from the university, they already have also the extracurricular knowledge on SAP software. So basically, this is what I wanted to share in terms of what we have. We're definitely committed to strengthen our presence in Iraq. And I would like actually to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the IBBC, Ashley, yourself, and the extended team. It has been really great efforts extended to all members. As a new member, I really feel the passion to make us feel welcome. So I just would like to acknowledge and thank you for that.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. I'm pleased to have you on board too. That's really interesting. We have a much bigger educational group than maybe we imagined, coming from the private sector, which is great. Just interestingly about Iraq, if I could ask you a question or two there. Iraq has been maybe a bit behind on some of the technology that other countries have maybe moved ahead with, but are you seeing quite a rapid uptake there amongst young people? What's the dynamics in the country? Is it catching up fast, or what's your sense of that?
Absolutely. Digitization is disrupting all industries, all countries, regardless. There has definitely been a great uptake that we have seen when we first, started in Iraq. I think it was 2017. We were talking about a lot of like paper-based transactions, if you may, and that has definitely changed dramatically. There is still a way to go in the journey of digital transformation, but that's why we're here to, bring together and put towards the people of Iraq and the government of Iraq any technologies. I think that's an advantage as well. Iraq can actually start from where everybody else has arrived, so they're not really starting from the very beginning.
They could even leapfrog a bit. And also, you work with the government of Iraq a bit. Do you look at some big infrastructural things? What are your plans there? Can you say?
Right. Definitely the formation of the new government is key here. We have been already working with various public sector entities, working and we have a specific focus on areas which will have the highest impact on the digital agenda of Iraq. So basically we're looking at public sector, oil and gas again, financial services, but as well the private enterprises. And let me just mention quickly a quick fact about SAP. Although 99 out of the 100 global largest companies in the world are actually SAP customers, in addition to that, 80% of our global customers are actually small and medium enterprises. So don't let that, world largest, biggest, business application vendor throw you away if you are, on the smaller scale of the enterprises. Actually, 80% of our global customers are SMEs. So we are definitely seeking to contribute to the plans to build Iraq's digital capacity, definitely through, looking at national plans, at bringing global trends, and of course, the overall Iraq digital agenda.
Thank you very much indeed. Very exciting times, a modernizing force. What I'm going to do now is just ask everybody very briefly what their hopes are for Iraq and what they'd like to see change. So, Batul, as you're on, would you mind just giving me your sense of where you'd like to see things go and what you'd like to see maybe changed, perhaps?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it's very important that we are able to form true partnerships with all the relevant government agencies who are in charge of, moving the entire digital economy forward, establishing and growing a digital ecosystem with all the various, regulators, private sector, educators, and so on. This is also a very important thing that we would like to work together, and hopefully with the help of IBBC we can see that getting established.
Hopefully people will want to talk to you about this directly after this, but maybe we should look at that as a a separate topic actually, which would be good. So thank you, Batul. Dr. Amir, how can I bring you back in again to ask you a similar question? How would you like to see things evolve in Iraq, and what would you like to see, particularly in your area, happen?
Of course. So historically, Iraq has always been renowned for the high quality of education. We see that Iraqi universities in the past were the go-to places for students in the region. Of course, due to a number of circumstances, what we now see is a situation where there's a high number of unemployed graduates. As I briefly mentioned, we see high levels of unemployment generally. What we'd like to do is we'd like to work with our stakeholders, both members of the IBBC and others, to try and be able to take back the position of Iraq as a focal point for education. And hopefully working with our partners, we'll be able to share knowledge and ideas in order to see that happen soon.
Thank you. And I think also just a little promo, you've got a special conference coming up in our Dubai series, haven't you, in November? Do you want to explain briefly about that and what it's for and who might be invited to it?
No, absolutely. So the day before the conference at the IBBC in Dubai, we'll be hosting a seminar on education. We had our first seminar last year, which we felt was a success. Of course, we'd like to welcome all members of IBBC to attend. It will be at the Address Hotel, so the same venue as the IBBC conference, but we're going to have stakeholders from the primary, secondary, higher education, technical vocational sectors present, as well as, of course, businesses, so we can have a platform to share ideas and see how we can work together.
I think, is that on the 9th or the 8th of November we have it?
That's a very good question.
I think it's the 9th of November or thereabouts. So if people arrive on the 8th, they'll be looking good for that. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you then. Sean, hello. Can I bring you back in again?
Absolutely. I think for us, we'll be looking to expand the ties that we already have. So I'm seeing some familiar names on the screen in front of me, and we want to look into those. We're looking to, like Batul said, create relationships with all of the relevant authorities and just build our network more, have more of a presence, which I appreciate is quite a vague vision for the moment, but yeah, that's the starting point, I think, to see what potential we have and what we can do in partnership.
Thank you. Just a quick personal question here. Do you have drought-resistant crop developments going on? Because it's not just relevant to Iraq, it's relevant to the UK as well, and large parts of Western Europe at the moment.
I don't know. I'll have to check and get back to you, but I would be surprised if we didn't have something. We do a lot in terms of food and energy security, so I would imagine that would form part of that work, yeah.
Yeah, I think we could again have another agri-tech session and probably invite you back to talk about that. Thank you very much. And Ahmed Hankawi, hello. Last but not least, hi. Would you like to share your hopes and visions for what's coming up? Thank you.
Yeah, from law vision to achieve the correct vision of the Iraqi market, there must be some requirements, including human building, fair judgment, diverse market, safe society, sustainable environment. These all requirements to improve the market, the Iraqi market. Yeah.
Thank you. That's a lot to cover, isn't it? I mean, I think what we're finding in the world today is you have to do and it's a lot for everyone to bear in mind, but somehow we have to do that, don't we? Exactly as you say. Thank you very much. So now we're going to move on to where the participants, anyone, we should be able to go to a breakout room. Hopefully this is going to work. Neelam, our administrator, and what this means is that anyone on the call here can go into one of 4 rooms. It could be, you know, Amir's, Batul's, Sean's, or Ahmed's, and have a direct conversation with them. And then once you've had that, you can go into another room. And in fact, some of you might want to meet everybody. So let's see how this works. And Neelam, if you can then put the magic button to allow the breakout rooms to happen, over to you.